Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Customer Engagement Lab. Today, we are discussing marketing lessons learned from the popular online graphic design tool, Canva. Here with me in studio is the creative director at Piper Inc., Kat Lim.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kat Lim.
The marketing ops manager at Multiverse, Jana Clam.
Hi, I'm Jan.
Do you have anything else to say, Jan?
No, you're accurate on everything else.
And joining us for, I believe, her third time on this podcast, which I'm very excited about, is Ryan Koch. Your new last name, you got married.
Did I
say it right?
You did say it right.
Yes.
You did. Good thing I changed it because you got the last one wrong.
Let's go ahead and start the show with my favorite segment in all of podcasting. Marketing made me buy it. And in an unprecedented move, Jan, I'm going to share my own marketing made me buy it, and you will probably learn nothing.
I'm held hostage. You have other guests.
Okay, so marketing made me buy something this month, and it involves me going all in on a car wash subscription, my friends. So for some context, I am not really a car guy. I'm doing air quotes on that, but I do feel a whole lot better when my car doesn't look like I live out of it. So I recently signed up for a car wash subscription with Take 5 Car Wash and their Wash Club. Really exciting stuff, guys. Now, before I get into why I bought this thing, let me give you a brief history of the company. Because if you are familiar and you are in the United States, you've probably seen Take 5, but for oil changes. I'm going to go through it really quickly because it's important. But Take 5 Car Wash is owned by Driven Brands, which is formed as a parent company from, I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to go with Meineke in 2006. They had several automotive aftermarket brands. And if you're in the US, like I said, you're probably familiar with Take 5 Oil Changes, which they acquired in 2016 to expand their quick lube footprint. And then in 2020, Driven Brands, which is the parent company again, officially entered the car wash business with the acquisition of International Car Wash Group. So I give you that history to give you an understanding of who the heck are the people behind this genius operation. And they've been in business for like close to 20 years, doing other things with cars, not car washes, but they're doing a really good job with it. All right. They also recently IPO'd on the NASDAQ and are crushing it.
Not NASCAR. That's another car thing. Not the same thing.
I thought Take 5 was a candy bar.
I'm Googling it.
Let me take you back to my car, which is a little 2016 Toyota Corolla, which I love dearly. I've always been a fan of drive-through car washes because I'm lazy and just the conveyorized, which is a real word, I think, self-service car washes, they're just simple and efficient. So, efficiency is actually the entire theme of the Take 5 brand. And guys, I'm excited to show you two commercials that are actually really good, or at least I think so.
At Take 5, you stay in your car because we're faster than you think.
Oil change is done.
That was so fast I didn't even have time to finish knitting these sweaters. Oh well.
Take 5 to stay in your car, 10-minute oil change.
All right.
Okay,
we
so
laughed.
That's cute.
I got a little laugh, all right. All right, let's roll the second ad that we have pulled up here.
At Take 5, we wash your car faster than you think.
All finished.
But I didn't have time to fix my garage door opener. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Take 5.
All right,
The fast, friendly car
more of a
wash.
laugh on that one. Okay, so why did I buy this? Well, all right, it's a combination of things. First, the product offering, it solves my problem with a very robust feature set, and I know I'm sounding like a B2B salesman right now, but it's so much better than the 7-Eleven car washes, me trying to do it at my house, or paying astronomical amounts for somebody to come to my house and detail my car for me. And here is the product catalog. They offer complimentary high-powered vacuums, an air compressor for getting the dirt out of those hard-to-reach places, which I didn't even know that was a thing that car washes could offer, out of like little crevices and window spots. And then they also have interior spray bottles. They have window cleaner spray bottles and clean microfiber towels. Guys, it's like the full car wash experience. You go through the conveyor
Wow.
belt, and you can do all these things afterwards.
I have a question.
Question.
Do they have like those disco lights though in the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sold.
They have got the light show as you're going through
Perfect.
the conveyor belt.
How close is this to your house?
This is about 7 minutes from my house.
There you go.
Oh, see, that's a big part.
There are
That's
2
great.
car washes that are closer to my house, and I choose not to sign up for their wash clubs or to use their crappy washing services.
That's
They don't have all the product
a
offerings.
big statement.
Okay. Also, here are other reasons I chose this one over other options. It's never too crowded. There's never a long line. And there's always plenty of spots for me to do my detailing, which I spend about 30 minutes afterwards doing with my car. And I don't do this every week. I do it like probably once a month. But it's still worth the wash club because I have to wash 2 cars, my wife's car and my car. They also have tons of locations. So if I'm ever out of town, I can visit 350 other wash clubs if I want to with my wash club membership. Okay, so you guys are laughing. I know it's silly, but they got my money, okay? And money talks. And the marketing lessons here are: package your product offerings to be slightly elevated from your competition. Find out exactly what is frustrating your ICP about the alternatives to your product or service and simplify it so your customers are more likely to choose you. And then my second marketing lesson here is hone in on and simplify your message. Those ads were awesome representations where the name of their company is built into their actual like brand promise of take 5. It takes 5 minutes to do the car wash. I know that the ad said take 10. I had a feeling you were going to say something, Jan, about the discrepancy of 10-minute oil changes, but the company's called Take 5. Here we are.
I didn't need to say anything. I just rolled my eyes and filled in the rest.
But be able to articulate your differentiation in less than 15 seconds. And I think they did those in those ads. So that's Marketing Made Me Buy It. First time I've ever done it. Thanks for letting me do it, guys.
You're welcome.
It's your podcast.
Kat, what did Marketing Make You Buy this month?
A water bottle, but it's not any type of water bottle. It's a LARQ bottle. And I kind of want to play the video first so you get a nice overview. So this is a clip from Shark Tank. Let's run it.
Is a modern version of an important health accessory.
Hey Sharks, my name is Justin Wang. I'm here today to ask for $500,000 for 1% of my company, LARQ. Have you ever noticed that funky smell coming from your reusable water bottle? I bet you have. And if you're like most people, you do what we call the sniff test. Woo-wee! The average reusable water bottle contains more bacteria colony than your dog bowl or toilet seat. No wonder they stink. And it's no wonder it's so tempting to reach for a single-use plastic water bottle. The result? Over 1 million of these guys are consumed every single minute.
As we're
and
sipping
that's
some
no
plastic
good
water.
for your health, and even worse for the environment. That's why we invented the LARQ bottle. The LARQ bottle is the world's first self-cleaning water bottle that purifies water on the go. With a simple press of a button, and in just 60 seconds, the LARQ bottle activates our patented UVC LED technology, PureBis, to eradicate 99.99% of the harmful and odor-causing bacteria, viruses, and mold. The result? Pure water from a pristinely clean bottle. So sharks, who's thirsty for a great deal?
Just want to be clear I heard you properly. $500,000 for 1%.
That's correct, Robert.
Congratulations. Highest valuation ever requested in the Shark Tank.
Yeah, so they laughed in the beginning because when he asked for that $500,000 for 1%, it's the highest valuation ever. But he got it. He got 2 sharks on board. And I saw that clip as I was scrolling on Instagram. And so seeing that he made it on Shark Tank, this product was successful on there. And also what it actually offers, I'm like, all right, is this the real deal? Let's check it out because I get so frustrated with water bottles. I had before this a Brita water bottle filter. So it comes in a filter, and the idea is as you're drinking the water, it goes up through a straw system that filters the water. but it gets disgusting. It's like this soft sort of straw thing, and it's hard to clean. And so for a while, I stopped using that, and I was just thirsty all the time.
That's the human condition. That's the default.
That was the only option because I don't like drinking out of plastic bottled water, but I'm also really lazy and I won't refill my big Brita water filter at home. So I just end up not drinking water, which is a problem. And then I saw that video on Instagram. This could take care of all my problems. It's super convenient because it just cleans itself. All you have to do is clean the mouth area. And then within 60 seconds, the water is purified, it kills all the bacteria, and it doesn't stink. So, you just press this button right here.
What's your marketing lesson here?
Identify, it's same as you, as yours. Identify what it is that frustrates your user. What is it what prevents them from going with the more sustainable option? And it's not convenient. You have to clean these things, but if you're using it every day. So how do we make something that you use every day does not require so much work every day?
Yeah. I actually saw that Instagram ad too. And I'm a big advocate of word of mouth marketing. So I've seen that ad quite a few times. I'll let you know if now that I know you bought it.
Now that the words have left the mouth.
Yeah, and I like it. So I saw it on Instagram, and I knew I wanted it right away because I was really thirsty. And
you haven't drank water since.
I'm concerned about you.
But I waited specifically until Black Friday. So technically this is not... I bought this not this past month, sorry. But I waited until Black Friday and then ended up with a deal from Instagram. My first purchase off of Instagram, they were going to give me a 20% off discount. So I got $20 off this whole...
Wait, how much is that?
Okay, so yeah, that's...
$100 bucks.
Let's back up. Run that back.
That's the thing. So, typically, I'm the type of person, the type of consumer that what is the cheapest option? Usually that's the problem that I'm trying to figure out. But in terms of hydrating properly, I'm willing to invest, especially if I'm going to get clean water wherever I go. So it's $85 for the bottle and then $15 or $20 for the container. And then I got 20% off. So the whole thing was $85 something.
These prices are making me thirsty. Seinfeld reference?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes, but in this case, it was worth the investment if I have the convenience plus the healthy side of it and environmentally friendly side of things.
How big of a factor was the Shark Tank as social proof?
Oh, a huge factor.
Interesting.
Yeah. And in the comments of that TikTok video, someone said this was a brilliant marketing scheme because again, he was asking for $500,000 for 1%. He didn't need the money, really. It was just to get the name out there.
And to show his belief in the product.
Yeah.
All right.
And just walk into Shark Tank and throw garbage everywhere. And then leave.
All right. Next up, let's turn to you, Ryan. What did marketing make you buy this month?
Yeah, mine's I don't think it's as fun as a water bottle, but in the past 30 days, I bought it end of December. Am I okay? Are you going to kick me off the podcast? Anyways, I bought a Harvard Business Review subscription, which is different for me. I'm not one to buy magazine subscriptions. Mm-hmm. I've been following Harvard Business Review on Instagram for years now. And I believe, it's funny, now that I'm subscribed, I forgot how it used to be to not be subscribed. I'm pretty sure you get to read one full article a month for free. And then when you go to read another article, you hit a paywall.
Okay.
So for the past few years, I've done that. And I feel like I've been fine with one article. Every now and then I would hit a paywall and be I don't want to read it that badly. But lately, I've been finding that I was hitting the paywall a lot. And I would go to Google and be I can probably find a similar article on Google for free. And I couldn't. And I was oh, shoot. I think they've got me. So I will say I did also have a work stipend for education. And I went ahead and used that
work stipend.
Yeah, so I'm going to read what they have on the Instagram page to explain what Harvard Business Review covers in their content, and there's a little photo of that too. It's the best ideas in business and management to help people, organizations, and economies work better. So a lot of the content is geared around exactly that. I also have a quick photo of what the paywall looks like, so we can validate if I'm remembering it correctly. We'll pull that one up. This is a photo off of Google because I couldn't take one of the paywall anymore. Yeah, you have one free article left this month, and then it like prompts you to sign up. So I went ahead and I did that. I signed up. So now I have unlimited content. I like to get it in the form of Instagram. That's how I like to read it. But they do also send you some magazine copies with the subscription I bought, which is like entry-level subscription. And I do like tangible things, so I appreciated that more than I thought I would. But I think what really got me is the content was very timely for where I am in my career. I think before I was more of I was really entry-level management, individual contributor. So like reading these kinds of articles on the fly every now and then was enough. I'm finding myself in a different part of my career, and pretty much every article they post I want to read, like every single one. And so I think my takeaway here from them is they're a really prime example of consistent content.
Yes.
Like I know Kat's a stan of HBR.
I am.
That's the shorthand for Harvard Business Review. I feel
it's like the content has grown with your career journey without me sounding too corny.
No,
they know you can afford it now.
I actually think the content.
She's Mrs. Manager. She can afford it now.
No, I actually, to be fair, I think the content's actually always been for those folks. I think I've just kind of caught up to the content. And I've always taken like a really big interest in leadership. It's something that I've always like strived to grow myself in ever since I was like even in middle school. I don't know if that's weird, but I
could see you running for class president.
I never did that.
I could see it.
Oh, but thank you. Maybe I'll go back to college and like, get a master's and run for class president. Do they do that in college? We don't know. Maybe I'll go to Harvard. Anyways. But no, I think I caught up to the content, honestly. And I think it's consistent, unique content. I do think there are so many outlets these days where you can find the same content elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I've Googled multiple times to get the same insight that I would think I would get from these articles and I can't find it, I think that speaks volumes. They've done a really good job tapping into unique content that you really feel like that's the only place you can get it.
It's like they're in the office with you. They understand the nuances of trying to work, being a people manager. And I wanted to see what articles I have up on my browser. And it's the last browser I opened was actually a Harvard Business Journal, Harvard Business Review article. And it's called "The Psychological Toll of Being the Only Woman of Color at Work."
That is so like
specific.
Doubled down on like specificity.
Yes.
Yeah, so here are some examples of articles that kind of pushed me over the edge to buy the subscription. So how great leaders communicate, to retain your best employees, invest in your best managers, and the feedback fallacy. I found all of those really interesting, and they kind of came all around the same time. So I was like hitting that paywall a lot and really wanting to read these. But it's a lot of like really dialed in topics. So like developing and managing employees, corporate strategy, leadership. They have a very good pulse on how to have consistent, unique content. And you really can't get it anywhere else. I've tried. I've tried before I had to buy it. And I always end up going back to Harvard Business Review to read it.
How much of the legitimacy, credibility is the fact that it comes from Harvard for you?
Oh, a big one. I was actually thinking about that, like why Harvard Business Review, and I also follow like other credible sources on Instagram, and I've never felt the need to buy their content. So I do think it's huge that they're a very reputable source, like super reputable. I didn't have to like fight to know that. You just know it. When you hear the word Harvard, you just know, right? But then it goes back to like, there's other credible sources out there, so like why are they different?
Maybe they're not doubling down on the niche content?
Yeah, I think they do such a good job of, again, I've been following them for a few years, and they do such a good job of setting the expectation of like what you're gonna get. I always get what I want to get from them over the past few years.
Instagram posts are very like tip of the iceberg because like you don't really see a lot of, I mean, at least in B2B SaaS, like where most of us live, you don't really see people like promoting the content like that, because in this case, the content is the product. So they double down in having a tight preference center or really good just presence on Instagram. So it piques the interest, at least just taking a glance at some of the examples you pulled up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the video that's like being scrolled through is what I can subscribe to, like all of the little categories and types of information that you can get when you are a subscriber. And one of them that I like is I get a management tip of the day every morning to my inbox. So it's like I kind of wake up with it. And it's just like a paragraph of something that's very direct, very actionable. It's not always relevant to me, but there's enough that's relevant that I still enjoy getting it every day. So I also think they have an understanding of like how much content do people want delivered to their email. And they're pretty smart in like, if you subscribe to this one, you'll get it once a quarter in the first month of the quarter. If you subscribe to this one, you'll get it in the third month of the quarter. And I'm like, great, now I'm not getting 10 things all on the same day. Like I can space them out and not get overwhelmed by a lot of this thought leadership, insightful business information. So they're also really strategic in that regard too, which I think doubles down on like they really understand their audience. They really do. So
the added bonus too is if anyone comes over to your house and sees like Harvard Business Review magazines on your coffee table, they're like, she's smart. I like this.
I know. Should we take a poll? Like how smart do we think Ryan is? Because she reads Harvard Business Review.
You were so funny in preparing for this because you're like, I don't want to come off as like pretentious or lame. And I was like, no, this is great. A subscription service is wonderful for people to learn why you would buy from them.
For context to that conversation, I mentioned earlier, like I'm really big on word of mouth marketing. So when Travis was like, what did marketing make you buy? I was like, proudly, not much. I was like, not much.
Believe it or not, Jan's done a segment on that.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really scratching for something here. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's dumb it down and go to you, Jan, on what marketing made you buy. Not because you're dumb, but because I love the topic you chose.
How dare you? Yeah, I didn't bring a prop, like a water bottle with a charger or an actual magazine. I could have brought like an old pizza box. But so I'm in marketing operations. I'm like the ICP for like a lot of tech companies. And so this tech company we're talking about today is Dominos. And the first picture that's up is a push notification from August. So not this month, not even this quarter. But I took the screenshot because I was already in the middle of a cycle of buying too many pizzas from Domino's. So I like to talk about Domino's as a tech company because one, not only do they have a lot of data scientists and a lot of like people focused on the A/B test and the software engineering, and their mobile experience is really, really good. They very clearly optimize for how can you order a pizza in the fewest like clicks or taps possible. Can you get a pizza while you're waiting at a red light?
Whereas, a red light?
Yeah, don't they have 0-click pizza ordering actually?
Yeah, you can order it from your watch if your watch is smart enough, right? Like, so that's why it's fun to say they're a tech company. I know it's a stupid technicality, like it's the same way Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but this is back in August, and there was a promotion pushed to my phone. In fact, I remember sitting in the office, and two other people also got the same push notification on their phone. And like we all check because sometimes it's like an Amber Alert, sometimes it's like a group chat. No, it's just Domino's pinging all of us at the same time. But they clearly invested in their mobile experience. So it's an application development company. So I ended up buying pizza from that. So like the 50% off on the menu. The next picture is actually my transaction history with Domino's.
Oh,
and the fun thing is Domino's it's not actually the transaction history, it's the rewards history.
I'm judging how many times you bought it, by the way. I'm looking at dates, I'm cross-referencing your activity.
Domino's has a rewards function where like, hey, you get 10 points for any order that's over like $10 or something like that. And what I think is in my situation is I live at probably the perfect intersection of 3 different Domino's to the point where the nearest Domino's is technically in Clearwater. So I bought this pizza on August 18th as per the promotion. I got 10 points for the normal thing, and then I got an extra 20 points for the promotion that was going on. And then you see, like, going bottom up, the next bonus 60 points that's on the rewards history is like an anomaly. So what's going on there? What that was is they delivered the pizza late, and Domino's prides itself in the 30-minute thing, and they have the pizza tracker and everything. Like, that's how they really got invested in the mobile experience. So they refunded me on the pizza. So, like, all right, I'm going to take them up on it. It's going to expire next week. But the thing is, I can't just order a pizza for $0, so I got 2. So I invited Patrick over, and we got 2. And, like, so the next week on the 25th, there's a redemption for the 60 points, and then an extra 10 points. And then the pizza arrives late again. So I got another 60. And this keeps going. And then there's a second screenshot. It's the same thing for anyone just listening, where just another screen lengths of rewards histories of just me redeeming orders, getting bonus pizzas because it arrives late, and then racking up enough points that it loops back around on the 60, and I can just get another pizza. And then Thanksgiving happened, so I stopped.
So, marketing lesson here is gaming a system where you can get as many reward points as possible, combined with a good mobile experience and timely presented push notifications for sales.
So,
combined for the perfect pizza.
Every pizza order had set up the next pizza order for me because of this rewards history. What's a good metaphor here, Travis?
A snowball effect of pizzas? That sounds disgusting.
You're supposed to say Dominos, but... So
I was close with gravity and falling, but yeah.
So every pizza order set up the next pizza order, like a good podcast guest, making the host look clever. But
well, thank you, Jan.
The addiction of getting a pizza and how easy it is has made it too easy to order too many pizzas, and that's why I like to say they're a tech company.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if the pandemic didn't make it obvious enough, every company, well, not every, nearly every company needs to be a tech company. The next generation isn't gonna dial up a phone and order a pizza and spell out their credit card information on the phone. We just want to tap that piece of glass in the right order until food shows up here. And that's how Domino's is a tech company. Adapt or die.
Adapt or die. And with that, I think... Oh, go ahead.
I want to ask a question. Domino's pizza itself, forget like everything else. How good is the pizza itself to you compared to other pizzas?
I would like to know.
Like, I want to know if that's a factor at all, or if they've just like hacked the tech so well that you just buy it.
There are 2 tiers of pizza. There's pizza that's good, and then there's pizza that's delivered to you. Like, and
well said.
Domino's in particular, not only do I have a lot of free pizzas from them, there's a nostalgia for it, because I remember in the early 2000s, they straight up had a marketing campaign that says, hey, we know our pizza's bad, we're gonna make it better, which I think just means they added salt to their crust. But we ended up getting a lot of Domino's after like swim meets. So it's the default, like, all right, what is the platonic ideal of a delivery pizza that's a little too soggy when it's in the box? And it's like, all right, it's Domino's. Like, I'm not gonna pick pizza. I'm not gonna pick Pizza Hut. I'm not gonna pick Papa John's.
All right.
So
fair. Okay. Well, with that, we'll take a brief pause. When we come back, we'll jump into our next segment where we'll discuss our lessons learned during our free trials of Canva. As I mentioned earlier, for this episode, we decided to take a look at Canva. If you're not familiar, Canva is just a poor man's Adobe Illustrator. Just kidding. It's an online graphic design tool used to create social media posts, presentations, posters, videos, logos, and more. The co-founder of Canva, Cameron Adams, described it as a tool created to democratize design with a platform that everyone could use without needing a huge budget or advanced design skills. It has built-in templates to help users get started quickly, along with a very intuitive drag and drop editor that just about anyone can figure out in a few minutes. Jan, I want you to kick us off. What did you create with Canva?
Democratizing design is a much better way of saying this is a tool for poor people, as Travis puts it.
Well, there you go.
So I am not a designer. I'm the ops guy here. So I copied and pasted a bunch of stuff and put it into Canva. So I'm a huge fan of Snow Patrol, and there are not enough Snow Patrol fans on Etsy where I can spend too much money on it. So I pulled the motif of the astronaut from the latest album, Wildness, put it on top of a blurred version of their Fireside Sessions EP from the pandemic, and work in progress. So I tried to do it as brainless as possible with like the filters, with the remove background, so I had an excuse to upgrade the Pro and use the trial like Travis had guided me to. And
please cancel your subscription if you don't want to use Canva.
Thank you.
Time so you don't get charged.
I did get a refund on Vidyard, don't worry. One of the things I noticed that I might actually take advantage of is that they have a partnership with FedEx, and you can straight up order what you bought as a poster or I'm not sure if there are other mediums, directly from FedEx or directly from the website delivered by FedEx.
Right,
to
any
you.
sort of like physical print, if it's a flyer, a poster, a photo, whatever.
Yeah, but that's not exactly what I want to dig into. I'm not the ICP for Canva, and frankly, I'm pretty lo-fi when it comes to like trying to explain an idea. Like,
for the record, I think your image is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not a designer either, but if that was a poster for a band, I would dig it too.
Thanks,
so
dude.
Great job. Yeah, talk us through your marketing lessons, good, bad, and what you took away from the free trial.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a pretty lo-fi guy when it comes to like expressing ideas. Like if I can't really express it with a box and an arrow, then the idea is too complex and it's not ready for the public. So I use like paint.net and Google Slides and Excel to get my points across. And like I want to figure out like, all right, why am I used to that? Why am I defaulting to that? This is obviously easier to like move things around, the integrations in the apps, it snaps to grid, it's on the cloud already. And I'm realizing it's because I grew up on Microsoft Office. So what I'm really talking about is the go-to-market for Canva. In 2019, Canva actually released Canva for Education, where they basically give it away to students and teachers. So at a young age, you get hooked on Canva. Whereas like I'm looking at myself like, yeah, I use Microsoft Office because the cloud wasn't a thing growing up. My brother, who's 5 years younger than me, he's on G Suite. So like even though Google Sheets exist, I still use Excel. Even though Canva exists, I will pull up a notepad.txt and do line breaks to explain an idea. So
Pain.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
So that's also kind of why Adobe gives it away for free to students like in university because they want you to get hooked on it.
Adobe or Canva?
Both.
Oh.
Because like, you know, when you're a student, you had discounts for like buying Adobe Suite. Canva, they just give it away. It's not because they feel bad because you can't afford it because you're a broke student. They want you to get hooked on it. So when you do get employed at your next company, you ask, hey, can we install Canva? Or can we use Canva for Teams? Or can we use Adobe for Teams?
Windows did the same thing. Why growing up, all the computers in schools were Windows computers.
I'm just imagining my company, PandaDoc, being like, we're going to give PandaDoc to kids for free. PandaDoc for kids. Sign your legal documents with
Kids
PandaDoc.
love Pandas.
Your field trip forms, your nursing forms,
Ooh,
like, you know, if you gave
Vaccine
PandaDoc away
form.
for free to schools.
Noted. I'll let our CTO know about this idea.
I mean, that you do have a free e-sign product. So like getting that sticky, giving that away, especially for folks that are kind of growing into their career from student to professional, they're going to default to what they're already fluent in. You know, while the brain is still plastic and they're learning a tool. I still know paint.net better than Canva. I'm still going to use it for manipulating a screenshot. Maybe not for putting together a poster, but it's the default for me.
Interesting. All right. I appreciate the clever takeaways for that product-led growth and the stickiness that is a little bit, like putting it into kids' hands. It feels disingenuous, but it's brilliant.
I mean, again, every company is going to be a tech company. Get kids tech literate soon.
True.
You can be there, Or you can be like Microsoft Office, like not investing in paint.net for kids.
Fair. Okay. Ryan, can you show us what you created using Canva, and then afterwards what you took away from the free trial, good, bad, or lessons you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, so mine's super simple. This was, I had already had a gift for Christmas for someone, but I wanted a little extra something, and I last minute decided to just do a round of golf. So I just got a Visa gift card. I was like, that's so boring. I'll pop into good old handy Canva and make a cute little graphic for it. So this is really just a template. I didn't really do anything here other than add in the address of a golf course nearby. And that's all I wanted to do anyways, because I did it pretty last minute. So yeah, on the screen, it just says, my gift to you, a round of golf. It's a hole-in-one. I did come up with that little slogan. Cute. Wow. And I thought that was cute.
That's nice.
That's my marketing background coming back to play. So it's like a very, very basic Canva design, which is honestly what I use Canva for. I've been using Canva since 2017. I feel like Jan kind of described me. I used to have the Adobe suite on the student discount in college, used it very heavily, and had it for a little bit after, and then it ran out. Went to renew it. It's expensive.
Yes.
And I couldn't justify the price for it anymore. I didn't need it really in my career as I was kind of pivoting what I was doing. And then that's kind of when I started using Canva, which was really just for fun. I just like doing it for fun. I did have a point in time where when I was working at a marketing agency, I would recommend some of my clients who just wanted quick social graphics and didn't want to pay for it, like super low budget. I was like, oh, just pop it in Canva. That's a great way to do it. They already will tell you what size you need for whatever social you're going to be on anyways. But I've had a free trial for a while, and I feel like I've gone through a couple iterations of the UX and the UI. There's some things that they had a few years ago that they don't have anymore. One being that at one point you could buy a graphic for $1. Now they've changed it that if you want to buy any graphic, you have to upgrade to Pro.
They have their free graphics and then their premium graphics.
Yes, their premium graphics. You could buy a premium graphic for $1.
Like ad hoc. Okay.
Ad hoc.
Yeah.
Yep. But one thing that I feel has been pretty consistent about Canva is, and I know I'm a free user, and I actually have used the free 30-day trial before at some point, but for what I need it for, I've never had to reach out to support. I think that's huge. And I've never not understood how to use it. They are very intuitive with their UI, where any shortcut you would think you can do with a mouse or on your keyboard, it happens in the software. I'm really big on that. Like, if people are used to like control cut, control paste, like I remember, I'm not going to call out Slack, but I'll call out Slack. Their control paste is different.
Dude, don't.
What?
Yes.
It's the worst. They also don't have Command K.
Yeah, and to me, I'm like, those have become just like standards. So I think Canva does a really good job of just knowing what the standards are and incorporating them, and how you like move around. And just from like a customer success perspective and thinking about retaining someone or trying to get someone to upgrade, they do such a good job with putting everything that Canva can do at your fingertips and letting you know if you can use it for free or not. They put a nice little crown next to things you have to pay for. But I think one of my gripes with any software is if I'm sitting there using it and I'm like, it says it does this. I can't find anywhere to do this one thing that I would totally think it does. And then it's because I had to search to find out that it's on a paid version I don't have. That is like such a barrier of entry to any paid product. Canva does such a good job of like, it's all there. Everywhere you would expect to find that thing, it's there. We're just going to put a cute little crown to let you know that you have to pay for it. And I respect that. And one time I did pay for it because I was like, Canva, you got me good. I need a couple things right now that I do need to pay for. So I'm going to do the 30-day free trial. So I love Canva. I really don't have a bad thing to say about it. I've never had an issue. And when you go to cancel that free 30-day trial, super easy to update your management subscription.
And in reading your notes, I saw that you did try a competitor of Canva.
I did.
How did that go?
I only tried a competitor for Canva because I have an event coming up that I am putting some cute little graphics together for, and I bought a really nice template from Etsy. And normally when I do that, you just upload them into Canva. So I get really excited because I'm like, I'm a Canva pro. I know how to do this. And I go to upload and it's like, open in template. I'm like, what the heck is template? Turns out it's a competitor of Canva, and it is not user-friendly. That it was really frustrating to use, and I honestly was like, had this specific Etsy graphic not been requested, had I known it was editable in template, not Canva, I would have looked for something else.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Big yikes
It wasn't
energy.
good. It wasn't good. So Canva, I love you.
Speaking of love for Canva, I'm excited to round things out with you, Kat,
Yes.
because I talked with you about some of the things you were prepping for this episode, and I'm really excited to see the Canva love.
Yeah, so I share the love too. I work in design, so I'm living in Adobe, the Creative Suite most of the time. I'm using Figma for websites, things like that. But we love Canva for certain things. So you mentioned social posts earlier. If we have a content calendar that needs a ton of social posts created for the month, we want to bang those out as quickly as possible so that we can spend the majority of our time focused on creating those really customized graphics, whether they're logos or custom, any sort of branding elements. So we use it heavily for social. We use the pro account at Piper. And it feels like scrapbooking because we have this access to all these graphics, and this is what I created on the screen. We have a couple kitties in a disco setting, and one of them is wearing a crown, and she is saying, "It is I, the dancing queen." And then there's a kitty in the background with a bow tie, and he's saying, "Slay queen purr." So.
So for those just listening, great description. You're
I
really
made this
missing
video.
out on the video experience of this show. But yeah.
But okay, so I actually spent an hour on this.
Oh my God.
But it's not because
Really
it was
banging that content out, Kat.
the thing is, it's not because it was difficult to use. It's just there's so many options with the pro account, and you have access to all these different graphics and GIFs and video.
No comment on
that's a whole different discussion.
pronunciation.
But yeah, so it's really fun. It's fun for designers because you can skip the part where you're designing the little elements, the frames, and you can just get going piecing your ideas together. And there is an option to resize. All right. How many times, the designers out there, how many times have you been tasked with designing a square social post, and then all of a sudden you have to create a story version, a 1920 by 1080 pixel version? Oh my God. Well, in Canva, all you have to do is click the resize button, and it automatically reflows everything to a new size.
I didn't know it does that.
Yeah.
That is why I upgraded to Pro once, because I needed to resize something, and that is a premium feature.
Yes. And you have to do a little bit of adjusting, but it cuts down significantly on the amount of time that you're spending. And speaking of all the assets being there, you don't have to go to a different stock website, find images, download it, upload it, import it, whatever. It's all there. You just get going. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Did you also have some memes you wanted to share with us?
Oh, yes, but I didn't download it into the drive.
That's okay. That's my fault. Good callback.
I will say I am so glad that you chose to do a video, because I feel like embarrassed that I didn't know you could make little videos on Canva, and it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. That's what I'll be doing for the rest of the day. See you guys later.
As for business people, you guys are all enjoying and regaling in Canva's premium features. I would just like to point out that my car wash features are also equally important that no one seemed excited about.
They both have disco lights. My Canva video has disco lights, and your car wash has disco lights.
I appreciate the three of you so much. Gang, this was fun. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll tune in next time. We do another customer engagement lab. Lessons from the lab roundtable. You want to say goodbye?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Customer Engagement Lab, brought to you by PandaDoc. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or connect with us on LinkedIn. We love to hear from you and what you think of the show.